welcome back, Ghosties. As you know, this is our second part of a follow-up to our interview / conversation with Leslie. So we left you last time learning a little bit more about what happened after that conversation. And now we are here to talk to Jen about how her conversation with Leslie went after that. So Jen.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Relieved.
Well, that's great. That's a great feeling. So why don't you start off, and I don't know anything about this, so I'm actually asking Jen these questions right now. I've been super excited to hear about how that went. So Jen, how did it start? Was there something that you guys had to do to get into the moment, or was it just hey, it's 5:00, let's go?
Okay, so Leslie is super punctual and amazing and called me. So this was something we were able to do over the phone, which was awesome. And we had our appointment time and, just a couple of hellos and, nice to talk to you again. But super professional and just jumped right in and asked, if there were any goals that I had. And of course, I had emailed her already with the recordings. Rather frantically. Thank you, Leslie, for receiving that response and being so kind. Because I was really scared of that second recording. That first one, I didn't really hear much out of it. That second one, I don't think we shared with you what we all thought we heard.
Yeah.
I thought it said fuck with you.
Yeah.
I thought someone literally said fuck with you.
Yeah, and I felt that too, and the interesting was I know we mentioned in the last episode was just that was an answer to Jen asking a question, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember the exact wording, but it was something like, what do these spirits want? I'm interested in what they want. And in that moment, that is where you hear fuck with them.
The answer, yes, I literally asked, what do they want? I was talking to you. We were recapping after our amazing conversation with Leslie. And just genuine curiosity, which I think is what has gotten me into this mess, is my genuine curiosity of what do they want? And sure enough, as Leslie confirmed, a response that was actually a spirit responding to me.
Yeah. Now,
she did say he wasn't malevolent. She said it was a he.
Spoiler.
She said he wasn't malevolent though, and she thought she said connect with you. But I really thought he said fuck with you. Maybe because it's what I felt.
Yeah.
I really felt like something was fucking with me. And the reason is because I had a few weird things go on. The fire alarm would go off. But only once, and only when I walked by it, and only at 3 a.m. on the way to the bathroom.
God.
And so, you might think, change the batteries, right? Fair, but the pattern has been, in this house, for the last 7 years, is that every time we replace the batteries in one, we replace the batteries in all of them, because they all go at the same time. Literally, it's a mad scramble around the house, and our neighbors hate us because one fire alarm goes off, the other one goes off, the other one goes off, and the whole house is screaming evacuate, and we're running around with step ladders trying to grab the fire alarms to pull them down to change the batteries. So one cycle of the fire alarm at 3 a.m. for 3 nights in a row when I walked by it happened the entire week. After we did the podcast.
Oh my God.
And that, so again, whatever, skeptics out there, could be the batteries, but it just, I don't know, that's never happened before. It's never happened since. Yeah. And, I don't know, it felt really weird. And Leslie did say that it was him messing with me. He's a prankster.
Okay.
And it was him doing the fire alarm.
Terrifying, truly. Anything else weird happening since that episode?
I did have a bug on me. And this sounds crazy. I thought it, but it was just a natural occurrence.
Leslie confirmed.
Yeah, and just saying that to say, right, like, your imagination can get carried away with you.
Yeah. How could it not?
But, yeah, I'll take that. Like, I am gardening all the time. Maybe a bug was just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound weird. I get it. But when you're in this heightened sense of, I've definitely heard some things on this recording that wasn't me, Nina, or Leslie. Yeah, I was pretty scared until I talked to Leslie, actually.
Did you show her, if you've been a ghostie from day one, realize that's 3 episodes, but in our first episode, we also kind of witnessed something following you. Did you ask her about that?
I didn't ask her about it specifically, no. I was so focused about the recording. I was actually like, maybe it's Leslie's spirit. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I was hoping, not in any mean way, Nina.
Can you Nina's this time?
But like, just maybe we could each get one.
Yeah. Like, let's keep this even. I don't know how all the spirits. Yeah. I appreciate that.
But no, she confirmed there was a spirit and he was there and he was talking to me, and I mean, that in itself was pretty freaky to me. The recording is really what got me.
Yeah.
And especially the timing of the recording.
Yeah. Both times. Both things are like we said, like an answer to something you're saying. It's not like we hear it in the background. It's like in this pause or this moment after a very specific question or word was kind of stated. So that to me just seems intentional and chilling. So you mentioned, first thing I asked you was how you're feeling, and you said relieved. Is it relief that it's validation that this is actually happening, or relief that she gave you ideas of what we can do from here? Like, what gave you that big sense of relief?
I think that feeling validated really was so relieving. Because all right, so people aren't into things that you feel, and I'm not usually either.
Yeah.
Just being honest, right? Like, I'm an empirical evidence kind of gal.
Yeah.
I like quantitative data. I want information. So this is all, new for me, but also as a person who loves and respects data, I have to accept my experiential data.
Yeah.
Right? That's also data. That's also... Those sound waves I didn't make those. I just didn't make those sound waves. You didn't make those, like, period. Like, right? So I think the quest for me is curiosity and, like, where those came from. I don't know. Talking to Leslie was a truly amazing experience. Enlightening.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy to hear that, and that you got that experience. I also feel like, sorry, this podcast has taken a turn to open up this, like, door for you. Or I don't necessarily know if that's a particularly bad thing, but it seems like we're 2 for 2. We'll see what happens from here. So I know you told Leslie you were scared. Did she give you some advice on, like, hey, here are some things that you can do if you're feeling this way? How did she make you feel safe again?
Oh, yeah, she totally did. I think even just the first part of providing information helps with that safety. Like, even just affirming and telling me, oh, yes, I heard that too. Like, instantly feel safer because I feel more sane and heard. Mm-hmm. So, not even necessarily recommendations, but just her as a person, and just, hearing the advice that she had. Next would be more like journaling, doing things like gardening, yoga, some of the things that basically she mentioned in the podcast as well. But anything that's grounding. But she also said to smudge.
We got that sage ready, girl.
Yep, she did say smudge. And so interesting, a little bit more about the spirit. She said, I'm on the radar now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
You know, so like she said, talking to her, the genuine curiosity, us doing this podcast, you know, kind of pursuing these questions. Also the fact that a lot of my family has passed and is kind of on the other side. A lot of these things put me on the map, so to speak, as Leslie says, which was a reason why the spirit was attracted, right, to try and talk to me.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, whatever message they were trying to relay during the conversation with Leslie. And actually, I don't know if the message has anything to do with the first sound clip. Leslie identified a number 2 in response to when I said the number 1. So in conversation, Nina and I are just talking, and I say the number 1. And as soon as I say the number 1, this person responds with a series of what sounds to be numbers, with the number 2 identified. So just kind of thinking like, what the heck are you trying to say?
What are you trying? Yeah. Because I think I heard 562.
I thought I heard the 562 as well, right after when I said 1562.
Yeah.
But I never even, like, I thought I don't know, that didn't scare me. It just, that second one, it really did scare me.
Yes.
And I know she said he wasn't malevolent, he wasn't there for harm, but she did say he did enjoy the fact that I was scared that the fire alarms were going off, and that he was able to scare me so easily. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, so like, hear this, spirit, get out.
Yep, boundaries set. She said set those boundaries, Smudge.
Yep.
And, you know, if you can't be nice, if you can't be cool, you gotta get out of here.
Get out.
Get out.
Yep.
For real. I mean, we have enough going on in, like, waking life, whatever you want to call this.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say waking up, and I was like, agree.
With, like, alive people. Like, I really, like, I'm, like, full to the top with, like, people who are here physically. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling relieved and that you guys were able to have a good conversation and you're feeling better, and you know that just felt good all around. I am sorry that if you had asked Judd and I when we were sitting at Full Circle Bar that Friday, like, hey, what do you think would be what's gonna be like a fun side shoot of all of this? This would not be one of the ones I think we would have considered. Like, oh, we'll figure out that there's like spirits that just love Jen, or you know, whatever the case might be. But
yeah, not what we thought.
Not what we thought, and can honestly say I'm glad it's happening to you.
Oh, thanks.
Just kidding. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Strength in numbers. Any other sort of like things that you found, I don't know, insightful, or just like, oh wow, surprising maybe is a better word, insightful or surprising?
So I'll share a little bit. So that was one piece of what we talked about. We did talk about more personal matters, which I'm not going to share on the podcast. But she did say I was clairvoyant and clairsentient, which I thought was pretty interesting. Yeah. Which I guess kind of feeds into why I was seeing the pictures of the ghost, or whatever, was a full circle. Yeah. And then hearing. And also something that she couldn't have known, and I was actually telling Nina I was telling you a little bit before, I used to have dreams that were kind of foretelling.
Like before we even met Leslie. Yeah.
But that I, try not to have those, and that was something she said. So just a little bit of like, I was very surprised. Like, there's no way she could have known. Right. Well, I was very surprised because I didn't tell her at all I used to have those types of dreams. It wasn't even anything I've even thought about in years. It just so happened I'd been telling you.
Yeah.
A little bit ago. So, yeah, that was super surprising.
Yeah. But also, I'm sure surprising at first, but maybe like some pieces were connecting in the background after you were like, oh, okay. Some things are kind of clicking into place, or no?
I think it all makes more sense together.
Yes. Yeah.
with things that have been happening. Apparently this gift, right, that I might have shoved down for so long in the pursuit of,
living.
Yeah, and just, I don't know, probably fear, right? It's kind of scary for me still.
Of course.
But I think one thing she did say was, don't be fearful and, embrace it and learn about it.
Yeah, well, I love that advice. Something is scaring you and, like something maybe might keep pulling on you that feels that way, learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
Learn it doesn't mean you have to believe every single thing about it or dive like head first into, X, Y, and Z, but what a great way to feel better in all areas, like learn. Just learn with an open mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and she has a YouTube channel, so I'm definitely going to check that out.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to smudge and smudge that shit.
We might do it right now. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, because she did say if we are going to keep doing this and interviewing, and just pursuing this, that I should smudge pretty regularly just to keep keep my space.
Keep your space,
Yeah.
keep the actual bad spirits, whatever that they might look like, away, and just continue to kind of set that boundary.
Yep.
Serious question. Would you still like to continue to do this now that the gates are open, my friend?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, the thing is, too, it's so much more. I think we're here for history.
Yeah.
We're here for culture.
Yeah.
We're here for recording what's going on right now, like what's going on with the people around us and ourselves. And we're here to learn and to share a platform for people to share themselves. Like, I feel like, of course, I also want to go to the bars downtown, but you know what I mean? Like, there's so much more to this. This has been a whole facet that's more that I never thought we would ever approach. But it's, I don't regret it. It's super interesting, and I'm happy to learn more.
We're here for a ghost time. Right. I know I was working on that the whole time we were talking. Jen, well, I'm so glad that went well and you're like feeling better, and like my hope of hopes is that for our next episodes, it's just us two.
Same.
And whoever we're interviewing. Right?
No.
Me, you, our
fourth
cocktails, and a hilarious interviewee. It could be you. I don't know. Out there, ghosties, let us know if you're interested. But thank you for sharing kind of what happened there. Any final thoughts for the ghosties?
I would say if you're feeling something, or thinking something, just go for it, explore it.
Yeah.
I thought there was only one life. I don't know, maybe, but you might as well use the time you have. And like, this whole experience has just been, why not, right? Like,
why not?
Let's do something new. And just, I don't know, I guess that's it. Like, if you want to learn more about any of this, go for it. There's resources out there. Check in with Leslie, check in with us. Like, yeah, just go for it, I guess would be
for sure
my last bit.
I love it. I'm sure this is like resonating with people who are like, oh gosh, I've had like a similar experience, or always felt this way. And it's just like, this is us giving you permission to explore whatever it is that might not be completely explainable or might not be completely comfortable. Like, you only live once. Like, dive in.
Yep.
Dive in. We'll
love it.
We'll share our stage with you.
Now it's time for this episode's Scary Good Deal. This episode's Scary Good Deal is Tiki Night, Wednesdays at the Lost Well. The Lost Well is on the east side. You can often find great shows there, and tiki's on Wednesday. Everyone loves a tiki, especially in the summer, so sign me up.
Well, we will see you next time, and until then, keep your spirits high.
This episode was edited and produced by Jen Hubley and Jason Hatch. Original content by Nina Spitzer and Jen Hubley. Intro song was by local Austin band The Wailers. Outro song by Wisteria Lodge, and the song is called Exit.